Good morning, everybody. Lads, ladies, and everything in between. My name is Jake, and we are here for another episode of The Success Shift. I hope you're having a fantastic day this morning. Tell you what, today I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. Today I am tired. You know, sometimes we just get worn down between both ends, nighttime and mornings, and it just gets on top of you. So I think I'm going to need some more needed rest. Sometimes I feel like I just took a week off trading so I could get on top of a few things, and um, that included working throughout the weekend. And sometimes I feel once you do that, you sort of take a break, and then you're still tired. It feels almost like you don't deserve another break. But I think I might take another one this weekend just for myself because it's getting exhausting sometimes. But these are the ebbs and flows of life and of the challenges, especially when we want to try and create something great and much more than the norm. We have to understand that this comes with overbearing challenges, fatigue, exhaustion, sometimes stress, sometimes um, anxiety, all those other feelings that come with being a human. And I say this because I want to share with you that I'm also human, and I also do my best to keep high energy levels and excitement and positivity and new information. But just like most other humans on Earth, I do get exhausted. Greeting fellow Earth dwellers. I love that, Shelley. Brought me to my comment just then. But with that, I am very grateful to still be here, to still have this opportunity, to still be able to show up. Lots of people don't have the luxuries of choosing when they want to rest and choosing when they can take breaks, and the ability to show up and have great communities like this. So I'm very grateful for that. I would love to get a bit of your gratitude this morning to try and ramp me up and give me a few things that I can expand on and open my mind up to some more gratitude. So we've got a little bit coming in the chats here. Grateful for my walk in the rain this morning. Yeah, I love that. I'm a bit nervous. I've been told you I've started this new job, and so far it's been snowing, which is okay. But rain, I think I'm a little bit worried about standing outside for 3 hours in the rain. I do love the rain, but I'm from Australia, so the rain sort of comes with 15, 20-degree heat. The rain here is going to be about 1 degrees, and so I'm a little bit nervous about that one. But it's going to be an interesting time when it comes. I'm very glad you could enjoy a nice walk in the rain this morning, Aaron. We could chuck some more gratitude into the chat here. I'm grateful for increased patience and perspective today. I love that. That's two things which I think are very profound in life, and especially in trading, which is where our focus will be today. But if you can increase your patience and shift perspective on I think most of the situational scenarios on the charts, you can do yourself big favors, and you can definitely improve your skill set and your knowledge by trying to find different perspective. And I often talk about understanding the environment that you're in when you're trading. And sometimes I think when we can peel back some more information and look at things with different eyes, it gives us the ability to assess the charts in a different way, rather than getting and I know I'm going a bit off topic here, but rather than getting very biased on one direction, whether that be buys or sells. It's great to be able to have a very, what's it's called, objective point of view, unbiased. So increasing that patience and that perspective is wonderful. All right. Today, we're going to continue on our discussion of comparison. Oh, I'm grateful for the productive day at home that I enjoyed yesterday. Nice. It's good when you got a bunch of those things and you can get them all ticked off. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm feeling a bit fatigued, is because I feel like my to-do list is nothing's been completed and finished off, but things have been added to it. So I started with 3 and trying to focus on them, but I know that there's a back pile of things that I got to get done. So that ability to have that day to yourself and just get some stuff done is always a nice little refresher. It's like a reset. I think that's prompted me to maybe refocus where my energy needs to be. Try and tick off some of those things on the to-do list. Right, let's get into it. Today we are talking about comparison. We've been talking about comparison yesterday. Talk about how comparison is the thief of joy, and this is the main important thing that I want to establish, how comparison tends to only bring negativity. We talked about how comparing to those who are above you and then making yourself feel whatever it is, negative wise, to I'm not there yet, I'm not good enough, why won't I be like them, XYZ, can bring strain into your situation, unnecessary strain. And often we don't do it in the reverse. Yeah, look at me, I'm better than them, ha ha ha, etc. Because it's not a nice feeling. It's not the people we want to be. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but most of us don't do that because it's just, you want to help the people who are below you, not hinder them. And so I want to continue this concept into trading, and then summarize by saying, the best way to find a positive side is to compare with ourselves. But to start with, on the charts, now my chat's working again today, so I will get some participation here. But let's put some ones in the chat if you've ever been on, let's say, on a trading call and someone calls out a trade and then everyone's chucking in how many points they got and you're sitting there missed out on that trade and you feel horrible, or any kind of put whatever emotions you feel in as well, if you can share the emotions that you feel when you're in that situation. While we do that, so grateful for the many others willing to share their insights and knowledge without expectation. Yeah, thanks, Shelley. It is nice when everyone's willing to contribute and give in. So we have some of these emotions coming through. We have FOMO, disappointment, and FOMO. Yeah, so FOMO is a huge thing in trading. Fear of missing out. Now, I talk about this a lot, especially in my journal, that fear and greed are the two major contributors to why people, how people trade, shall we say. They either fear the charts and don't enter, or they want it all and they over trade. But the emotions that we feel, FOMO, fear of missing out, disappointment, all these things are negative emotions, really. None of the things that have been mentioned here are uplifting, are empowering, boost our energy and boost our positive mindset. So what we've done is we've compared to everyone else. And I want you to look at this, and we'll talk about shifting perspective before, but what I want you to try and do next time you're in that situation is shift your perspective. So we can go from, oh, I deserve all those points, everyone else got them, why didn't I? I'm disappointed in myself, fear of, to, oh, there must have been these points up for grabs. A few people took them. Is there a situation here that matches my trading plan? Is there a certain scenario here that is in my ideal trades, if you've written them down and you know what it is, that matches my trading plan? And if so, where? Where was this entry? And so rather than comparing with everyone else and feeling disappointment, FOMO, and disgruntledness, or whatever it is that you feel, use it as a growth opportunity to go, hang on, because there's a lot of times where I've been in trades and people have entered and they've taken 150 points and I haven't entered at all. And I've gone, that's all right, because those entries, that's not with my trading plan. Yes, at the start, don't get me wrong, it feels like, oh, I wish I had those points. I wish I had those points. I wish I had all the points that are collected. But you got to understand that some person might put in the chat, there might be 3 people who put in the chat, I've got this 100-point trade, and they've got a certain style that doesn't quite align with your style. And so you're looking at the one trade that they got 100 points with, but what you don't realize is the 5 trades that they haven't openly out loud said, yeah, I just took a 50-point loss. 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 So we have to be careful what we're comparing with. We can't, and this is what I was saying yesterday, is we don't want to only compare with the highlight reel of someone else's life. We have to understand that if we want to compare with someone else, we have to compare with every single phase and stage of that life. We see these famous artists and we see musicians and we're like, oh, I just want to be like them. But then you look in the back end and they're depressed, lonely, and, not doing anything beneficial for their body, but I don't know, drugs and alcohol, let's say. The same thing happens on the charts. Now you might see posts of people. NFP is a great one as well. NFP today caught 500 points. It's like, yeah, this is the same as if we were to trade, and pretty much everyone here is in the same trading strategy and group that I'm in. So in our call, we don't trade news. Why? Because it's volatile on US 30. It's as if we were to trade every single news and then post and be like, look at me, I got 200 points from this news today. But that does completely disregard the fact that you've lost every other single market open and news for the last 3 weeks that have put you down by thousands of points. So this comparison that we're doing, this comparison of trade, now that also goes along with, sometimes you'll be on trades and you might not take a single call, but you hear people put some ones in the chat if you've been on a call and you haven't taken any trades, but you've seen people like, oh yeah, I got this points, I got this points, got this points. And you're like, oh, why aren't I taking a trade when everyone else is? I mean, if you're an overtrader, you might not have that. But I had that for a while. For a few times I was like, oh, I haven't put any trades in. And I was very, very, very proud of myself for not putting trades in because I'm a huge overtrader. So don't get me wrong, putting no trades in was a huge accomplishment for me. But my pride in myself was diminished by my greed in other people's points that they got. So I'm comparing, oh, I wish I had got those points that these people are getting. And I've completely disregarded the huge, huge step forward as an overtrader that I have made by not taking any trades. So this can happen a lot in trading as well as general life. And I just want this comparison thing that we do on a very regular basis, which is inbuilt, and I was talking about it yesterday. It's such a subconscious belief system that we're built up having because of just the way general Western society is brought up, especially in the schooling system. It's something that we have to be aware of. And like I said last week, bring it to our attention. If we want to change them from our subconscious beliefs to our conscious and vice versa, we need to first bring it to attention. And what we need to do is understand these moments. And because the number one thing that drives traders to make mistakes usually is emotion. Once we start trading with emotion, we start making mistakes. We start jumping in because of FOMO. We start jumping in because of greed. We start staying out because of fear. We close too early because of fear. And so we want to start working on reducing these triggers that fire off our emotions. We are human. We're always going to have emotions. Exactly as you say in the chat, emotion overpowers logic. If you're looking at it from the chimp paradox, the monkey is 5 times stronger than the human. And it's faster. Emotion is quick to the draw and it is powerful. If you're looking at from Mark Manson's point of view, the emotion is the one driving the car and the logic is the one that's actually in the passenger seat trying to steer it in directions, not the other way around. Emotion really is the one that's in control, and we need to have our logic brain there continuously working, continuously bringing attention to the facts to try and keep it at bay. Right? So how do we reduce this emotion? We have to understand the triggers that fire off our emotions. This is the subconscious beliefs. This is those things that out of nowhere you just fire up with emotion. Why? Because of FOMO, because you're comparing to other people. You're comparing your account size to somebody else's account size. And this is one thing that a lot of people don't understand. Teresa may have excelled in trading very quickly and moved forward in only a couple of years to the point where she is at. But what you don't realize and you don't understand is that she's also spent 8 hours every day for 4 or so years getting her mindset in order and her emotional intelligence in order. I think now, don't quote me on this, but my understanding is that when she was out there in the mines driving trucks, what would she have on in her ear? Mindset, emotional intelligence training, personal growth, development, for years before she even got into trading. So we can say that, oh, why can't we make it in 2 years where she has? But we haven't done the 4, 5, 6 years of personal growth and development that she has done prior to even getting into trading. So we have to be careful of what we're comparing to. Whether it's comparing trades in the session, where it's comparing points within the trade. You might have gotten in a trade. Put some ones in the chat if you've gotten into a trade and you're like, oh yeah, cool, I got 25 points. That's awesome. And then everyone jumps in the chat, shares theirs, and it's like 40, 50, 60. And you're like, oh, what? I only got 25. Oh man, why didn't I get 40 or 50? Put some ones in the chat if that has happened and the emotion that you felt when that happened. Yes, emotion overpowers logic, like we said, and we all start at different places emotionally and financially. Exactly. We haven't all started the race at the same spot. Is thankful yet let down like a loser. See, these emotions are so strong. But yet originally you look at this and go, oh yeah. Now, if you didn't compare, now this is a perfect example. You've gotten into a trade, you've taken 25 points off and you're like, yes, look at me. I got 25 points. I'm proud of that. I entered, I trailed, I did all the things right. And in an instant, that emotion of pride and joy and, happiness of your progressive moves in trading have been destroyed and shut down within less than a second as soon as you see someone who's gotten more points than you. And it's almost instantaneous. I want you to think about it when this happens and understand how quick this changes. It goes, yes, I made 30 points. You look at the screen, you see 40, 50, 60, and without even any conscious thought, you can feel it within the going, oh, what? And then the negative conscious thoughts start to fire off. Why we have this comparison subconscious belief built in us. And this brings out the emotions that we need to start to be aware of and control. Because what does it do when you have this negative emotion, when you have these negative thoughts? The next time you jump into a trade that's in a similar emotion or position or style, you're going, last time I only got 25, but everyone else got 40. So I'm doing something wrong. So I've got to change it up. And then this time, those same people aren't in the trade. And so you're trying to be like the other people. You give yourself more room, it bounces back and you only get 5 points. Or you lose points. Or you give back points to the market. Because you wanted to be like someone else. You were comparing. You see this vicious cycle of comparison bringing up emotion, which has an ongoing, what do you call it? Compounding effect. Last time this happened, so this time I'm going to do something different. If you compare with yourself, you're in a whole nother ballgame. Last time I followed my rules. I traded to my trading plan. I did great. Last time I didn't follow my trading rules. I did this wrong. I can do better. This time I followed my trading rules. I can be proud that I did better than my previous self. Plus, if you've got a trading plan, which has a certain set of rules that are defined, that are proven to give you success over the long term, the comparison between yourself and the previous trades you made and yourself and the current trades is only going to be beneficial to you because you'll follow that trading plan, which has been proven to work. And then the only comparison is, did I follow this or did I not? You see, comparing to other people takes out this idea of having all the information. The reason you can compare with yourself is because you know every single step and every single piece of the puzzle that has been put together to make you who you are. You know every single little bit that's made you the person you were yesterday, and that's how you know that you can fairly compete with that and compare with that person. Everyone else, there's a whole bunch of information you've got no idea about. It's like if you were to watch a foot race and you saw Usain Bolt against my toddler and we were like, well, I told there was a loser. You can't versus Usain Bolt. I've got no idea of the backstory. Usain Bolt has run for years and he knows Olympic Games and he does that for his life. Of course, the game's unfair. It's completely unreasonable to compare the two. Compares apples versus oranges. Exactly. You really have to understand that we are so different, all competing against ourselves for the same goal. If I make more points than Deanna or Christine, or less points than Erin or iPhone, it doesn't make any difference to me. What makes a difference is if I do better than I did yesterday. Because I'm at a different point in my journey than everyone here. So I hope that just kind of reminds you that if we can compare ourselves less with others and more with ourselves, then we're going to try and reduce that emotion. And reducing that emotion stops us from making ridiculous trades, stops us from making emotional trades, stops us from doing all the things we know that are non-beneficial to our trading, and hopefully progresses us in our own journey. Now, I've talked about it a lot. I've got my journal here. Yesterday, I filled it out exactly as we wanted. I spent the week setting it up, so it's all perfectly there. Now, this is exactly what I need. I know that I need this. And yesterday, it helped me greatly. It separated my time between my trades. It allowed me to really analyze everything, and it allowed me to look back and have that time to reduce emotion, to reduce anything else. And I had a great day trading yesterday. Does this mean that this will work for everyone? No, it does not. Now, I hope that a lot of people can get help out of it, and I hope it can help others like I feel it could help me, but it's only for my own comparison. I can look back yesterday. What did I do good? What did I do bad? What were my emotions? And then I can compare to that and that only. We need to start understanding that this game that we're playing of personal growth, of trading, of life, it's our own. And it's there for us to make with whatever we want, however we want. But the one thing we can do is reduce our struggles and our pains by comparing it with other people's versions, because they're just so far different from each other. Anyway, keep that in mind when you're on the charts, okay? Keep that in mind when you see everyone chucking in their points. Don't be disappointed. Look at yourself and go, how many points did I get yesterday? Was I happy with that? Yes. Okay, let's do the same. No, I wasn't. I want more. Okay. Did I get more? Yes. Let's be happy with that. Life isn't as difficult as we choose to make it. All right, everyone. I'm going to leave it there for today. Like I said, I'm feeling a little bit sluggish in myself, and I'm going to give myself a few more extra minutes to read through all my stuff that I have before my trading. So if anyone who's gotten their journal and had a read through, you'll understand the process of starting each session. So I'm going to give myself a bit of extra time today to read through that. I suggest you go do the same, understand your trading plan, go through your affirmations, go through your positive habits and your ideal setups and trade. Still waiting for mine. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have been a long waiting time, but they've just started to arrive. So hopefully they'll be getting to you soon if you have ordered one. As we can see in the chats here, waiting. Got to go be me. Exactly. You go be you, Shelley. Everyone go be you and crush it today. Okay. I will see you all on the trading call in a couple of minutes. And to those who are not trading with us, I still love you, and I will speak to you soon. Tomorrow, actually. I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Bye, everyone.